Hold on to your headphones, folks. We're diving headfirst into controversy today. Former Formula One driver Felipe Massa is stirring up a storm, seeking cash payment for what he believes was a robbed 2008 championship title. This whirlwind situation hinges on the contentious 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, where Nelson Piquet Jr. intentionally crashed, leading to a win for his Renault teammate Fernando Alonso. Former F1 chief Bernie Ecclestone has admitted that the situation was known but was swept under the rug to avoid scandal. Ecclestone even suggested that the race should have been cancelled, potentially crowning Massa, not Lewis Hamilton, as the world champion. Now, Massa'S legal team is taking action against F1 bosses and the FIA, demanding compensation for the alleged conspiracy. With losses estimated in the tens of millions of euros and a claim for moral and reputational damage, this is a battle of epic proportions. What will unfold from this investigation? Only time will tell. Absolute madness, isn't it? This is your host Enzo, coming to you live.
And I'm William, at your service.
Remember, we're here with you every day on the F1 Motor Fever podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated. Now, let's go full throttle. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Massa has a point in seeking justice and compensation?
Well, I must say it's a complex situation. If we look at it from Massa's perspective, it feels like he was denied a fair chance at the championship due to the actions of others. That must be a tough pill to swallow, even after all these years. However, it's also important to remember the context of the time. The 2008 championship was fraught with tension, and the decision to carry on was taken to avoid a major scandal tarnishing the sport. It's not an easy situation to untangle.
Surely not easy, indeed. Do you believe Massa seeking this cash payment could set a precedent within the sport, or will it just be another footnote in its history?
That's hard to predict. While it could certainly ruffle some feathers and bring up debates about accountability and transparency within the sport, it could also fizzle out if it doesn't gain enough traction. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see.
Now, if we bring this back full circle to where we started, do you think Massa is justified in his pursuit for what he perceives as an injustice in the 2008 championship?
Personally, I can understand where he's coming from. It must be a bitter feeling to believe you were wronged and denied your rightful accolade. But at the same time, this was a situation steeped in so much complexity and the stakes were high for the entire sport. If the race had been cancelled as suggested, it would have sent shockwaves through Formula One. So, it's a tough call.
Absolutely. It indeed is a tough call and has stirred quite a debate. But one thing's for certain, this will be a chapter forever marked in the annals of Formula One history. William, why don't you have a gander at what the internet has to say on today's topic?
Alright, there's an interesting post here by user JovanMilik97. Quote, we expect the FIA to grant Andretti a F1 license. Then it's up to F1. It won't be easy to find good reasons to reject the entry and not violate EU laws. F1 won't even be able to stop Andretti by keeping them out of the Concord Agreement. Unquote.
That's an interesting point. And what are the comments saying?
Tropical Comrade 221 says, quote, I really think another couple of teams would be perfect. Any more than that and I'd start to worry a bit though. Unquote.
A fair concern.
User Skinner adds, quote, 12 teams are allowed under the current Concord Agreement. Unquote.
That's good to know. Any more interesting comments?
Yes, user Fartingbog points out something interesting. Quote, FIA Grade 1 tracks need a minimum of 24 garage slots in the pit lane. And some tracks are at that limit. Can't increase the number beyond that or those tracks won't have the facilities to accommodate teams. Unquote.
That's a crucial aspect to consider, indeed.
Definitely. Then there's user Purple SK who says, quote, IIRC Carlin and LKY Sons are two of the others, add that to Andretti and Hightech and it's the four, unquote.
A potential new dynamic for the sport, isn't it?
Absolutely. And finally, Skinner explains, quote, they are against any new entry. New teams means less money for existing teams. Unquote.
That's a significant point. The politics of the sport can't be overlooked, can they?
Certainly not. The internet is buzzing with opinions on this, and it'll be interesting to see how things unfold.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the ins and outs of the racing world. We look forward to your company again. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and do share our channel with your mates and fellow Formula One enthusiasts. And of course, don't hesitate to leave us your thoughts in the comment section.
Absolutely, and remember, we're with you daily, serving up the finest motorsport chat. There's quite a bit brewing on the horizon, so you'll definitely want to keep us on your radar.
Your support means a lot, and we're already looking forward to our next episode. Until then,
pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold. Thank you and see you soon.